And so that's why, you have two different time philosophies going on here. The linear time philosophy that just sees creation, history, and then an apocalyptic end. And you have the Maya consciousness, or time philosophy, that sees time as cyclic, ever renewing, returning to the center. It's the dance between eternity and time. It's the way that time is embedded in eternity. And to have a full consciousness or a non-dual consciousness on this is the birthright of every human being, but we've been, we've been sold a state of limitation. Everything reinforces our connection to the illusion that ego is the only thing to identify with. So there's a huge problem. It makes life very spiritually unsatisfying for most people, so you get this kind of nihilistic trend going on. And so I think that, most of all, we can really look to ancient traditional cultures for some kind of a guidepost to bring us back into that original primordial state, which in the Greek word is called apokatastasis. So if we're going to use the Greek word apocalypse to talk about 2012, we might think about using the other Greek word apokatastasis, which means the return to the primordial original mind or state.
Well, that sounds like a good idea as far as I'm concerned.
Apokatastasis 2012.
I think it'll sell.
Yeah, right.
The sequel.
Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, this is the thing that's going on is that, trying to create a world that's built on something that isn't just virtual reality, just won't even make it anymore. And so this world that we're in has to fall apart in order for the next one to begin. And this comes back to this whole idea of ego and a single ruler who's going to be, ego personified, sort of like the Mayan Antichrist in a way. And I think that actually that's true. I think this world is going to end when the most psychopathic person of all works their way up to the top. And we could be very close to that right now, to be honest with you. And I don't know who it is. I'm not saying I know who it is. But there seems like an overabundance of psychopaths running the countries of the world right now. So there's a race for who's going to be worse, if you know what I mean.
Well, I don't know, but, as the great perennial philosopher René Gamnol said, the only thing that really can dissolve at the end of a cycle or be sacrificed or end at the end of a cycle is illusion. So
that's right.
Illusion is the only thing that can go. You can't destroy eternity. You can't destroy reality. You can't destroy what's really real. And so we have nothing to fear. It's the unveiling. That's actually an exaltation of reconnection, an ecstatic reconnection into the transcendent true source. And, that is the source of all gnosis and all knowledge. So I think the Maya had some insight into these things. They were a shamanic culture, and they practiced shamanism, which involves rites of renewal and transformation. I think we can think of a transformative process that doesn't have to really involve any kind of sense of angst around losing anything, because nothing real can be lost.
Well said. Well, that's John Major Jenkins. John, do you have a website?
The new website is the2012story.com. The book is out in 2 weeks. I have a special offer there. I will be on board as a 2012 expert on the Sony Pictures press conference in 2 weeks, too. So also look at my website, alignment2012.com. That's where there's a lot of my previous books.
All right, John. Well, thanks for being on the show. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jay.
I'm Jay Weidner. Yeah, I'm John. I'm Jay Weidner. You've been listening to Smoke and Mirrors on satellite, broadcast, and worldwide on the Internet. We're on every night, Monday through Friday. Stay tuned tomorrow night as we talk about how to solve some of the problems that are coming at us like a freight train. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow night, 23 hours from now.